business going on over there?
What are you talking about?
That's not the right prisoner over there. I don't believe this.
Louise, take it easy. Don't worry about it. Take it easy.
Does the prosecutor disagree with the indictment?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Western's standards, values, and concepts into an indictment presented by the Grand Inquest of the Commonwealth, you have been charged with the following crimes. You are accused of being responsible for placing your standards, values, and concepts on 30 million African-descendant Americans. The charge extends to the degree that your standards, values, and concepts are to be held blamed for the bringing forth of the black race from the shores of Africa. In the event that you are found guilty of this act, it is your responsibility to accept the blame for every crime and unpleasant act that has, in the past, been blamed on the black Americans. Also, the indictment states that witnesses have sworn under oath that you, the accused, have been caught pointing an accusing finger at the blacks when it was you have caused all the problems. To this indictment, how say you, guilty or not guilty?
Lies, 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 all lies, I say, not
Restrain
guilty, not
that
guilty.
man.
I'm being framed by a race of low class, uncultured.
Sir, another outburst of that kind and you will be held in contempt of court. You will conduct yourself in a proper manner and only ask the questions that are asked of you. Will the prosecutor come forth and state her case?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the jury, and fellow Americans, the people aim to establish proof beyond a reasonable doubt that the accused is guilty, as stated in the indictment papers, of every single crime that has ever been placed on the African Americans. Your Honor, I would like to call before the court the past history books that have been used in all the classrooms of America.
Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Mr. History Books, will you please tell the court what black people were like when they were first brought over here?
Well, it was like this. When the niggers were first brought over
Wait
here...
just a minute now,
Mr.
Mr. History Books.
History Books.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Go ahead.
You have to refrain from using obscene terms, Mr. History Books. This court will not tolerate insults.
May I speak, Your Honor? Your Honor, when the prosecutor summoned this witness to the stand, she did not take in consideration that Mr. History Books is a product of the past who doesn't see things the way we see them today.
I don't care how he saw things in the past. He is now in the courtroom of the United States of America, and he will conduct himself accordingly. Or so help me God, I have him thrown back into the basement for contempt of court.
Mr. History Books, please try not to mention names while you're speaking. What were the ancestors of the black Americans like when they were first brought here?
Well, they couldn't talk. I mean, they couldn't speak our good language. They were backward. They did everything different from what was right.
What do you mean?
Well, they didn't think right, and at first they didn't seem to like being in America.
At first?
Yes, you'd have think they'd have been glad to be out of that jungle. They had a chance to be among good white folks and all. You know, as long as they didn't go against our rule, we treated them good. But you know, some of them had to go against the goodwill of the good white folks. Every time we turned around, they were speaking in their African tongue. We didn't know what they were, excuse this next expression, talking about. Another thing, every time the good white folk turned around, they were carving on some logs, making those foolish-looking so-called sculptors. Or they were filling good white folks' ears with that homemade drum beat. You know, the more I look back, they weren't at all like people were supposed to be. Why, some of them didn't even want to do any work. You know, it's hard for me to understand how.
Your Honor, I object. I don't see how any of this has anything at all to do with this case.
Can you justify your questioning?
With this next question, Your Honor. Mr. History Books, would you say that the accused is responsible for your opinion of black people?
Opinions? What's wrong with my opinion? This is a free country. I have just as much right to my opinion as you do yours, my good woman.
Objection, Your Honor. The witness is not on trial.
Yes, Your Honor, but Mr. History Books represented all of America, and he had certain responsibilities to the people of this land. In addition, Your Honor, Mr. History Books has never made one decision without the accused giving his okay.
What did I do wrong?
Ghettos, ghettos. Blacks stay back. Big noses, large lips. Ghettos, ghettos. I'm tired of this black talk. White is just right. Ghettos, ghettos. Ugh, ugh.
Order. Order. What is going on in this courtroom? This is no way for a court to be conducted. Now, if we can't keep order, I'll have to clear this courtroom.
Mr. History Books, will you please read from your old pages? My, I see you have quite a collection of pages there.
Yes, quite a collection.
How many of your pages include such names as Nat Turner and other black militants of the past?
What's that? How am I supposed to know that?
Do you mean to tell me that you don't know what your pages contain, sir? Or perhaps the type of information in your pages is so limited that there's nothing to remember?
Your Honor, the witness said he didn't know, so that should be sufficient.
Objection sustained. The witness said he didn't know.
That's all, Your Honor. I have no further questions to ask the witness.
Mr. History Books, would you please stand and show the court the section of your books that contain such black heroes as George Washington Carver, Joe Louis, Booker T. Washington, and other black contributors of the African-American experience?
There's George, Booker, Joe. Oh, and here's, oops.
Mr. History Books, would you please tell the court who made the decision to put those black heroes in your books? Now, how's that for a man who was accused of every conceivable crime in the books, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the people would like to call to the witness stand the present history books that are being used in our classrooms today.
Traitor! Seize those old books for contempt of court. Return them to the basement.
Miss Modern History Books, will you please tell the court if you know the accused?
Of course I know the dude, man. I mean, he's not together, you know, man? He doesn't do his own thing. It's just not cool.
Your Honor, the witness is not using English.
The witness will only speak in English.
But she is using English, Your Honor. She's using modern English. The witness should not be penalized for the defense's ignorance.
Oh, that objection is overruled.
Miss Modern History Books, will you tell us if you feel if the defendant's character is in any way shady?
Your Honor, the prosecutor is planting words in the witness's mouth.
Please refrain from leading the witness.
I will, Your Honor. Miss Modern History Books, give us your opinion of the accused.
Your Honor, this is a court based on proof, not opinion.
Okay. I'll try and phrase it in another way.